5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Live to disc from the Pittsboro Roadhouse in Pittsboro, North Carolina, the Music Loft presents the Tokyo Rosenthal program.
Depression washes over me when I think about you. Hear your words, hear your songs. Just one person in the world I would have counted. Must admit that I was wrong. Well, I certainly don't mean anything mean about it. There's a word for you. Well, I certainly don't mean anything mean about it. There's a word for you. Every month or two, I try to find you underneath that tomb you're in. Coming up for air, I try to redefine you. I can never seem to win. Well, I certainly don't mean anything mean about it. There's a word for you. Well, I certainly don't mean anything mean about it. There's a word for you. I can't get over ourselves. I can't believe anything that you say. I think too much about the time, too much about the time that I have left. Depression washes over me when I think about you. Hear your words, hear your songs. Just one person in the world I would have counted. Must admit that I was wrong. Well, I certainly don't mean anything mean about it. There's a word for you. Well, I certainly don't mean anything mean about it. There's a word for you. There's a word for you. There's a word for you. Thank you very much, everybody. And another cordial welcome to the Tokyo Rosenthal program. My name's Tokyo Rosenthal, coming to you tonight from the Pittsboro Roadhouse in Pittsboro, North Carolina. And great to have you coming out here. Once again, I feel like every week I'm saying thanks for braving the elements because it is cold out there, and we're glad to have you here. And we're really glad to have a guest tonight, all the way from Greensboro. We flew him in. Sam Frazier is in the house. He's going to be entertaining you later on. So, yeah, that's it. Give it up for Sam. Sam brings his own posse here, so we're glad to have that all going on here. A couple of housekeeping things they asked me to mention here. Make sure, if you haven't already, to visit our Facebook page. I think we haven't had any new sign-ups since about 9 a.m. this morning. That's what you told me, Gio. You said that we were a little lax here, so let's get these people out there. Okay, Gio said let's get going. Also, you can find us on Twitter, TokyoRosenthal.com website. A lot of people want to know where they can hear episodes that they've missed. They're archived on Radio Vibe. Airplay Direct has them as well, and Wrecking Ball Radio has the podcast. So you missed any Tokyo Rosenthal program episodes, you want to hear this one again, go over there where they're archived. And finally, tonight, all you lucky people sitting out there in the audience, some of them not so lucky, somebody just spilled a drink on somebody. They're moving tables around here. It's all kinds of chaos going on in front of us. So they've already blamed it on somebody else. They're pointing fingers. It's like all kinds of things happening. Anyway, all members of the audience tonight get a free Music Loft bumper sticker. They're sitting over there next to my CDs and Sam's CDs, so it's a way to attract everybody to buy merchandise. And you also can get tonight, all audience members get a free business card from Wrecking Ball Radio. A free business card, you know, I mean. Hey, look at that. Amazing here. So, but I'm glad to see we have a lot of support in the house tonight, and there's a lot of support, I think, in general between singer-songwriters, especially in the Americana genre. It's nice that we support each other and come out and do things like that. But every once in a while, we get a little green with envy, maybe, or jealous of other artists in our genre. Try not to have that happen. I have a friend named Rosenthal. Up until recently, Raleigh's claim to fame was he's the bass player in Chris Isaak's band, which is a nice gig. Nothing wrong with that, right? And one day I'm over on his, this was actually a while back, I was on his MySpace site. Y'all remember MySpace, right? That's not around anymore. And I heard this song that he'd just written, and I went, oh man, I should have written that song. It sounds like something that I would have written. But I said, oh, I got to support Raleigh, and I write back to him. I said, great song. Wish I wrote it, but really good. And I was okay with that. And then this album, Raisin Sand, came out. And Raleigh had a song on the album. And I went, gee, they didn't ask me for any of my songs. I don't understand what's going on here. But I said, okay, well, no envy. Just want to write. So I wrote to him. I said, congratulations on that. And next time I'm in L.A., you buy dinner. And I was okay. And I was okay with all of that until I was watching the Super Bowl. And this commercial came on, and the song was in the commercial. And then I lost it. I said, okay, this is not right. So how do I get even with him? I figured I'm just going to cover his song, do the best I can do with it. Leaves were falling just like embers. Colors red and gold, it set us on fire, burning like moonbeams in our eyes. Somebody said they saw me swinging the world by the tail, bouncing over a white cloud, killing the blues. I'm guilty of something I hope you never do, because there is nothing sadder than losing yourself in love. Somebody said they saw me swinging the world by the tail, bouncing over a white cloud, killing the blues. Now you want me just to leave you, go out on my own and do what I need to. You want me to find what I've already had. Somebody said they saw me swinging the world by the tail, bouncing over a white cloud, killing the blues. Somebody said they saw me swinging the world by the tail, bouncing over a white cloud, killing the blues. Thank you. Thanks to Raleigh for writing such a great song. All right. Again, we're coming to you tonight from the Pittsboro Roadhouse out here in Pittsboro, and they asked me to let you know that the Sunday Band Series is starting up once again on Sunday, February 15th at 3 p.m. in the afternoon. Jimmy Quick and the Coastline are going to be here. So I don't know if you all have heard him, but they are fantastic. So make sure you come out here and see Jimmy Quick as the Sunday Band Series picks up anew, and that's a good thing to have happen. And I think there was something else I was supposed to say, but I've totally gone blank on it, so that's not going to happen. I had an unfortunate call. You have these things happen, and you see them in movies and stuff, but it really happened that the good buddy of mine passed away this afternoon. So I was trying to come up with a tune for him, and well, anyway, I came up with this next song about as close as I could get to it, and this is for you, Cedric. I don't want to hear a love song. I got on this airplane just to fly, and I know there's folks below me, but all that you can show me is a friend in the sky. And I don't want to hear a sad story full of heartbreak and desire. The last time I felt like this, I was in the wilderness and the canyon was on fire. And I stood on a mountain in the night and I watched it burn. I watched it burn. I watched it burn. I would rock my soul in the bosom of Abraham. I would hold my life in a saving grace. I would walk all the way from Boulder to Birmingham if I thought I could see your face. Well, you really got me this time, and the hardest part is knowing I survived. I've come to listen for the sounds of the trucks as they roll down on old 95, and pretending it's the ocean coming down to wash me clean, to wash me clean. Baby, do you know what I mean? I would rock my soul in the bosom of Abraham. I would hold my life in a saving grace. I would walk all the way from Boulder to Birmingham if I thought I could see your face. I would rock my soul in the bosom of Abraham. I would hold my life in a saving grace. I would walk all the way from Boulder to Birmingham if I thought I could see your face. If I thought I could see your face. Thank you very much. We'll be right back with Sam Frazier. Hey, thank you very much, and welcome back to the Pittsboro Roadhouse in Pittsboro, North Carolina, on the Tokyo Rosenthal program. I just remembered what I couldn't remember from the last portion of the program. Is a lot of people have been writing in and saying, hey, how do we get tickets to come see you at the Pittsboro Roadhouse? Well, you don't need any tickets. You just kind of walk in. And so that's a new policy, the no-ticket policy. We got that through Congress this year. It's the only bill that Congress passed in the last 9 years. Is the no-ticket policy for the Tokyo Rosenthal program. We're proud of that. If you're within the sound of my voice, come on out here. And so that would be good, you know. So that being said, I'd like to tell you about our sponsor. We still have a sponsor here in season number 3, so we must be doing something right. It's the Music Loft of Carborough, North Carolina. And I got to tell you, this is the best music store in the Triangle, bar none. Amazing collection of new, used, and vintage guitars, mandolins, banjos, keyboards, and drums, and a great selection of gear to keep your instruments running well. Need a lesson? You all need a lesson, tell the truth. Check in with them because the finest pickers around are teachers there. Finally, mention the Tokyo Rosenthal program and they'll give you a free gift. Just walk in off the street, say Tokyo Rosenthal program, and you'll get a second-hand harmonica or some old strings or something. They will give you something. They promise that. So once again, they're located at 116 West Main Street in Carborough. Google the Music Loft Carborough for more info. Those of you listening out of the area, out of the country, get in your car, take a plane, start a caravan, but get to the Music Loft. Now, I got to tell you, during sound check, I was really hoping that our guest fell down and tripped over something because I was just dying to say, down goes Frazier, but it didn't happen. I didn't get that opportunity. I always wanted that being an ex-boxing commentator. But I'm very excited. This is a gentleman. We were going back and forth on various social medias trying to book this date now for, I don't know, several months. And finally, we coordinated it, and then I was very happy when I saw him come walking in this afternoon. And I think you'll be even happier once you hear him start playing and I stop talking. Sam Frazier.
Thanks, Toke. Before I get started, I'd like for y'all to think twice about that second-hand harmonica. Let's think it through before you... Last night, I dreamed I was a genius. I dreamed I was a genius. Last night, I went to sleep guilty and woke up mean. I was a genius in between. Last year I started out lazy, then I went a little crazy. Last year I passed out in the lobby, came to in the mezzanine. I was a genius in between. In between. Genius in between. Last one to leave, turn out the lights, turn out all the lights. When you leave, 'cause I like it dark, cool and serene. Call me a genius in between. In between. Oh, let me down, guilty, and wake up me. I am a genius in between. in between. I laid me down last night. I dreamed I was a genius. I dreamed I was a genius. Last night, I dreamed I was a genius. I dreamed I was a genius. Last night, I dreamed I was a genius. I dreamed I was a genius. Last night, oh. Thank you. That's from my first CD, Half a Million Years. And this one is from my second. Clear. The next beer or two were on some fool you probably met the night before. The way you weave and bob, you start to believe it's a full-time job, keeping tabs on who comes through the door. She don't cry the way he cries, with a tear and a lie in the corner of his eye. When they're side by side, they're harder to ignore. She'll grieve all the way down to her core. Pass the time, you kill the time. Don't ask me the time like I'm some kind of small talk drool in a puddle on the floor. Now I don't weave and I don't bob. I don't believe it's a full-time job, keeping this stool between you and the door. Oh, you're spending time you never really had just to use up more of hers. And when she finds out what you use it for, she'll grieve all the way down to her core. She'll grieve way down to her core. cry the way you cry with a tear and lie side by side in the same corner of your eye they were hiding in before. All the way down to your core. All the way down your core. And you'll grieve. You'll grieve.
Sam Frazier. Well, it's good to see you here. You made it down.
Thanks, Tope.
You know, I really didn't want you to trip during sound
Frazier
check.
goes down.
I thought, you know, I was thinking if you changed the key, I could say Frazier goes down. But, you know, something like that. Little levity here. So I mentioned earlier in the broadcast, you're from Greensboro, and we seem to have like a lot of people coming down from Greensboro to be on the show. This wealth of talent. Your good buddy Bruce Pioff was just here recently. What is it about Greensboro? It's got a great music scene going on up there. It's a well-kept secret in a way.
Well, we like it that way, I guess, you know. Don't get too crowded.
You're a lifelong Greensboro person, though.
Pretty much.
Except we talked about this also. We were having dinner, and we found out that we kind of passed through the night in Los Angeles. You were leaving just as I was getting there.
Yeah.
And but you had different, your aspirations there. Tell me a little bit about your LA adventure.
Well, I just went to school there for a couple of semesters, and I didn't like LA too much, so I didn't stay.
No great stories of any particular sessions or something like that?
No, I was in school. I wasn't working. Didn't do any sessions, except for my roommate was a film student, so I worked on a movie with him. And I wrote a song, a commercial. Now that you mention it, for acne medicine. And went. Let's see.
Go ahead.
It's not the right key. Let's see. Hold on a second. This is worth it.
We'll clean it up in post.
I can't clean up, but so much. Okay. Are you all alone tonight? 'Cause the splotches on your skin, your fair weather friends that left you home again. Soap enough ain't strong enough, but I'm an answer to your dreams. Don't pop pimples, stop pimples with Pfizer cream. Oh yeah. Don't pop pimples, stop pimples with Pfizer cream.
Worth the wait.
That is my LA career in a nutshell.
And maybe that'll open up to a sponsorship for us. We can bring this back. There's money in this somewhere. I'm positive of that. We'll just have to like dig a little deeper. And so Greensboro started your music career. You remember your first gig? Or have you blocked it out?
I remember.
No blocking now, Sam.
By gig, you mean paid for?
Well, that's a rough definition, you know. I mean, you consider tonight a gig?
I got food and a gift certificate.
That's a gig.
It's a gig. Nah, you know, I don't remember my first gig. I remember, no, I don't. It was in high school. We were playing at a. I remember playing for Battle of the Bands in high school.
And do you remember if you won or lost?
Oh, I remember we didn't win.
Were you totally distressed over that?
Probably I was pretty distressed, but you know, I was a high school kid and we were all hipper than thou, you know. We were playing jazz fusion music. And so it was over their head.
Too hip for the room, so to speak.
Exactly.
All right. So for all those people out there that want to get this too hip for the room music, you've got 2 albums out. Tell them how they can get them.
Well, they're right over there. And also, you can go to my website, samfrazier.com. You can go to CD Baby. You can download them on iTunes. You know, there's many delivery mechanisms.
And if they want to see the long-form version of Sam Frazier playing live, they can also find your calendar and upcoming events at?
samfrazier.com.
Notice how I direct all of that. I'm a terrific marketing person. All right, speaking of marketing, we're going to take a little break. We're going to sell a few more products. You come back, play a few more songs?
I'll do it.
All right, Sam Frazier. Back here at the Pittsboro Roadhouse in Pittsboro, North Carolina, on the Tokyo Rosenthal program. Give it up one more time for Sam Frazier.
Okay, I was part of a project called the Healing Blues Project in Greensboro last year, and thank you. And we were musicians and songwriters were paired with homeless people, and we wrote songs with folks that had seen better days. And I met this kid named Ryan Lennon, who's in his mid-20s, and he told me his story, and this is what I came up with. It's called Wait. Blame it on love, blame it on fate. There's a bun in the oven, but no room on the plate. No room on the plate. So I ended up here. Now I wait. I wait. I just wait. She loved me always, but I'm lost and I'm found. So I count the days she comes back around. She comes back around, but she don't stay long. So I wait. I wait. I just wait. Chances are slim, well, the chances are few. Till I make the rent, I just roam. I can't work for him, and I won't work for you. So I'll pitch my tent, call it home. Oh, blame it on love, blame it on me. I'm just young enough. My time is free. My time is free. And it don't cost nothing to wait. It don't cost nothing to wait. Don't cost nothing to wait. It don't cost nothing. Thank you. Okay, this is another song from my first album, 500,000 Years. And I haven't played it in a while, and I like to play it, so I'm gonna play it for you all. I saw that look in your eye. I saw that look and I knew if I could be satisfied, I'd be satisfied with you. I saw that smile rise from a frown. I could see it pushing through. If only I could settle down, I'd settle down with you. Some people are made for each other. Some don't know which way to turn. Some people trade in one another, don't care which bridges they burn. I know when I've had enough, I've got different things to do. If only I could fall in love, I'd fall in love with you. Some people are made for each other. Some don't know which way to turn. Some people trade in one another, don't care which bridges they burn. I know when I've had enough, I've got different things to do. If only I could fall in love, I'd fall in love with you. fall in love with you. I'd fall in love with you. I'd fall in love with you. I'd fall in love with you. Oh, thank you. Well, it's lucky for me. I need a lead guitar on this next song, and look who's here. As if magically he materialized.
Oh,
To my left, to your right, Tokyo Rosenthal.
I'll give it a try. Fasten your seatbelts.
All right. This is a song about drug-infused paranoia. Thank you.
Which is what I'm suffering from at this very moment.
Are those sirens just for show? I smell something burning. When you promised you were mine, were you just talking tough? It's too late to lock the door when the knob's already turning. I need a place to hide. Is your shadow long enough? Don't drop a dime on me like you did before. What will you decide? Oh, when the times get tough, they start to search and seize your face down on the floor. I need a place to hide. Is your shadow long enough? Whoa, I need a place to hide. Is your shadow long enough? Slow down, sweetheart. Take a deep breath. Lie a little lie. Remember you're in love. Maybe it's a brand new start. Maybe it's a kiss of death. I need a place to hide. Is your shadow long enough? I need a place to hide. Is your shadow long enough? 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 chase your shadow long enough. Tokyo Rosenthal.
Sam Frazier. Well, that was fun, man. Thank you for having me up here for this portion of the program. Now, I know you told me during dinner you've never missed an episode of the show. You've listened to them over and over. You've watched them on YouTube, and that's why you know what's coming up next. The fabulous End of Tokyo Rosenthal program duet, where we take somebody else's song and absolutely give it our own spin and mangle it a little bit. So we're going to, once again, sell a few things. Then you'll come back, and we'll practice the duet while we're out during the commercial, too, see if we can get it right, okay? All right, we'll be right back. What a crowd here tonight at the Pittsboro Roadhouse. It's like 6 degrees below zero outside, and everybody came here in Pittsboro, North Carolina, on the Tokyo Rosenthal program. Little more housekeeping before we go on to our duet here. Once again, I want to remind you the Sunday Band Series starts up again right here on this very stage that we're standing on right now. Sam, Jimmy, Quick, and the Coastline will be here. Sunday, February 15th, doors open at 3 p.m. It says burgers, chips, and fries available for purchase. All right? Cash bar, dancing, and hanging out. I didn't write this copy. That's what hanging out. You can hang out here on Sunday, February 15th, and you can buy burgers and fries and see Jimmy Quick and the Coastline all at the same time. So be here. I'm not sure after I just got done reading this and making fun of it that I'll be here next week, but nevertheless, make sure you get out here. One other thing we want to bring up here. All guests on the Tokyo Rosenthal program receive a gift certificate to the Music Loft in Carborough, North Carolina.
No secondhand harmonicas.
No, this is brand new stuff that you can get with this. That's worth the trip here alone. That's why you really came, Sam. I know that. Can't say enough good things about the folks there who make you feel at home the second you walk in the door, no matter how young or old. Whether you're an expert or a beginner, high budget or starter budget, this is the store for you. And again, visit the Music Loft and mention the Tokyo Rosenthal program. Just walk in off the street. This is where the used harmonica comes in. You'll get some kind of a gift. We promise you that. They're at 116 West Main Street, Carborough, North Carolina. Open 7 days a week. They never take a day off over there. Hard-working folks. The salt of the earth. That's the people at the Music Loft. So every week, I'm always amazed because we don't just think about these things at sound check. We go back and forth by email, by carrier pigeon, by Skywriter, trying to figure out what the song, sending suggestions back and forth to each other for what the song is going to be for the duet. And I'm always amazed. Last week, Jared Place, or that was actually 2 weeks ago, Jared Place came out with Georgia. I was real surprised by that. And you surprised me, one of the all-time surprises. You came up with a song that was a hit for Merle Haggard. That's The Way Love Goes. Actually written by Lefty Frizzell, too. So, been listening to that song in the car for years. But always wanted to play it, so I'm glad you brought it up. So let's see if we can make them forget the Merle version, and it will become a Sam in Tokyo version. All right? 1, 2, 3, 4. I've been throwing horseshoes over my left shoulder. Spent almost all my life looking for that four-leaf clover.
Would you run with me, chasing my rainbow? Honey, I love you too. That's the way love goes.
That's the way love goes, babe. That's the music God made for all the world to sing. It's never old, it grows. Losing Losing makes me sorry. You say, honey, don't worry. Don't you know I love you too? That's the way love goes. Pick it for me, Sam. That's the way love goes, babe. That's the music God made for all the world to hear. It's never old, it grows. Losing makes me sorry. You say, honey, don't worry. Don't you know I love you too? That's the way love goes. Want to thank everybody for coming out here tonight. Especially want to thank our listeners back home, listening to your radios, your podcasts, your computers, wherever you might be. I want to thank you very much, because without you, we wouldn't have a Tokyo Rosenthal program. I want to thank our producer and sound man, Gio DeSocio. Our videographer, Brian West. I want to thank the Pittsboro Roadhouse, Greg and Honora. I want to thank all of our affiliates. I want to thank Sam Frazier. Good night, Carrie. I'm coming home. Well, that's the way love goes, babe. That's the music God made for all the world to fear. It's never old, it grows. Losing makes me sorry. You say, honey, don't worry. Don't you know I love you too? Well, that's the way love goes. Good night, everybody.